We're here at the Peacock Gym and we're joined by former world heavyweight champion and one of Britain's favourite sons, Frank Bruno, and hopefully future world champion Daniel Dubois. Now Frank, obviously part of this is we're looking forward to July 13th at the O2 Arena. Daniel and Nathan Gorman getting it together for the British title. Something you might be a little bit jealous about, the old British title?
I'm a little bit jealous about it, but at the end of the day, when I was boxing, there was a guy called Gary Mason and Horace Notice, and they had to put food on their table. So, you know what I mean, I had to give them a little squeeze here and there, so they went for the British title and I went for the European title.
I actually remember, though, there was a little clutch of heavyweights, very much like today around the two you mentioned, Mason, Horace Notice, you had Funso Banjo, Henry Akinwande, and none of you ever fought each other, did you?
It's politics, you know what I mean? I'm not involved in politics. At the time, I think Mickey Duff, Terry Lawless had Horace Notice, had myself, and Funso Banjo with another company, but unfortunately we never fought himself, but I wish I would have fought, but we wish, and what happened is a totally different cup of tea, sir.
That shows the contrast with today, because you've now got Nathan and Daniel, 21 years old and 22 years old respectively, jumping in together. I mean, surely that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, very, very good thing. It's a different era now, you know what I mean? So good luck to them, you know what I mean? These are the future, so you've got to respect that.
I remember speaking to you just over a year ago with regard to your foundation, and I mentioned the name Daniel to you, and your reaction was instantly, he could end up being the number one out of them all. You recall saying that, and do you still have that opinion?
Cool, you know what I mean? I've been following him, studying him, and he's a youngster. He's a little bit shy with the cameras or whatever. Once he's got a good sense of humour, he's a good-looking guy, he can punch like a mule. Once he's matured, I'll be very, very sorry for his opponents, and I'll be very, very scared for his opponent because he's still young, and he's got a lot of maturing to do, but I think he's the future of British boxing.
What is your reading of the fight against Gorman?
Gorman, you can't underestimate Gorman. He comes under the Ricky Hatton barrier. You know what I mean? Ricky's a very, very serious guy as it comes to training. It should be a good fight, but this young man's he punches like a mule. As long as he takes his time, pace himself, he should do a number on him. But, you know, they know each other from the youngsters. I think Gorman's trying to think that he's the same sort of like youngster that they used to train shared dormitory or whatever, but professional and amateur do chalk and cheese. But, you know, I'm on the 30th, we'll see. But this man's a very, very dangerous guy and he's not even matured yet.
Daniel, I know you won't remember the olden days back when Frank was fighting and people like me were watching, but I know you're a student of the game. How aware of you are of Frank's accomplishments?
A lot. As you say, it's a different era, and I think very good. You know, this paved the way for fighters like us today. You know, to make big money and big platform for us fighters today. So it's all down to them, and I'm glad to be moving on that direction and hopefully, definitely, accomplishing my goals.
Have you watched any tapes of Frank?
Yeah, growing up, my dad had a whole load of VHS videotapes, and that's going back a bit. But I watched quite a lot of Frank and all the old English fighters, Frank, Harold Graham, all the Lloyd Hunnigan, all of them.
What did you think of Frank's jab? Have you seen a better one?
No, it's so solid.
His jab is not bad. It's very, very good jab. You know what I mean? If he uses it more to set himself up, give himself a little breathing space or whatever, it's a very, very powerful guy.
You were the master of the jab, though, weren't you?
I don't know if I was the master. I had my day. I've done what I had to do, and I thank God I'm out. It's a youngster's day today, so we're talking about this young man. Forget about me, sir.
I'm not going to forget about you just yet, because I've got another sort of little trip down memory lane for you. Now, Nathan has been quite vocal for quite a while now in calling Daniel out. Now, you experienced that back in the day when you were first coming through from one Joe Bugner. Now, I remember, he was calling you out when you just burst on the scene and you were obviously being held back. But I remember actually saying to you at the time, would you fight him? And you were like, I'd fight him tomorrow. What can you recall of that experience at the time, actually somebody calling you out and you not being able to do anything about it?
When people call you out, sometimes boxing is about psychology, you know what I mean? I watched the press conference and whatever, and Nathan, all these on about, you remember us sparring, you remember this, doing that. the man just keeping very, very cool. He's not getting involved in it. It's the best thing to do is not get involved in it, because sometimes when you get involved in it, people try to get into your head, try to unstable you. If someone's shouting, let them shout. If someone's talking, let them talk, or whatever. The most important thing is that when ding ding round one comes, that's the most important thing you got to worry about. Just keep yourself calm, keep yourself cool, and let them do the shouting. You don't need to get involved in if a dog barks, you don't have to bark with a dog.
Now you finally, after
I'm not saying Nathan is a dog, but I'm just saying, for instance, if someone's trying to rail it and draw you into a conversation of an argument, you don't need to get involved in the argument. As he does, he smiles and looks at him and say, you just wait on the 13th, and then I let my fist do the talking.
Now you finally got to grips with Bugner on a big night for British boxing at White Hart Lane.
Right.
Do you see this fight with Nathan and Daniel being of similar magnitude to that occasion?
It is, you know what I mean? Both of them were amateurs, and both of them are not too far off the age, you know what I mean? I think he should have waited a year or two about, you know what I mean, to really drag it out and for him to get more experience. But, you know, good luck to him for taking the fight early. But, you know, both of them are young, both of them are hungry, both of them want to do it, and I just wish the better man wins, and I hope this young man does very, very good. Just keeps his head, keeps his cool, use his size, use his reach, and use that jab and move round. And, you know, he's 12 rounds, so he's got 12 rounds to catch up with him or whatever, but he could just box his ears off with the jab, you know, because he's got a powerful jab, powerful right hand, powerful left hook, powerful uppercut. You just use that, just be aware of it, just be loose in there, just take your time, don't burn yourself out, and just do a number on the guy, because the guy's going to come forward, wants to challenge him, tries to bully him. Just don't get involved in none of it. You know, if he comes in, just tie him up, push him away, use the jab, move around, just beat him on points, or wait until he gets himself with the right hand and do a number on him.
That was actually levelled at you a little bit across your career about burning out towards the end of fights. But we look at Daniel when he fought Kevin Johnson. He showed great intensity throughout the 10 rounds, so showing he's got it in him.
He's a very, very good, fit guy. All he needs to do is just try and relax a little bit. You know what I mean? Use his power. He's got the power. Power, you can't give someone power. You either got power or you ain't got power. You either got a jab or you haven't got a jab. You either got a good uppercut, but he's got a good armory in every punch that he throws. He's got power. So he don't need to burn himself out, get tense, get mad. Just relax in there, be sharp, you know what I mean, get his experience, and he'll do a number on him. Don't get involved in these confusion, the guy trying to wind him up to get him more tired. Just use his brain. Just calm, cool, hold him, push him away, jab him, and use his experience and do a number on him.
Daniel, you've had some Congolese company for the last couple of weeks, Martin Bakoli. I've seen one of those spars previously, and that was great. How are they shaping up these days?
It's good sparring. You know, similar how the fight will be, not just a fight with Nathan, but a fight in general. It's really full-on sparring. So nothing, you know, I'd say a good fighting partner. So yeah, it's good for me.
Frank, the Frank Bruno Foundation, an update on its progress? I mean, it's a very high-profile cause now, isn't it?
Very, very high-profile cause, because a lot of men out there are suffering in silence. Some men won't admit that they're going through mental health or whatever, but people like myself coming out, people like Tyson Fury coming out, people coming out in general, footballers, etc., coming out, is just making people aware. And sometimes it's half the battle if you come out and explain that you're feeling a little bit down. But look after yourself. Try and take a little bit of advice here and there, and we all go through a time where we do go through some sort of like mental health, and it seems like fashion, but it's nice that people are talking about it and coming out and saving some people's lives, because there's a lot of people out there committing suicide, a lot of people out there suffering in silence, and don't suffer in silence, because there's places where people can talk, and people like myself coming out, it does help a lot of people out there.
The likes of yourself and Tyson have removed the stigma, but if you think back, I mean, when you once had an unsavoury, tasteless headline about you, people crossed the road to avoid you for embarrassment, didn't they?
Oh, they did, you know what I mean? I remember when I got sectioned once and I came back and the neighbours were looking away and ducking and diving, and people come, here comes a nutter again, you know what I mean? Because it was very, very embarrassing, but such is life. That was about 25 years ago, 30 years ago, but today people are very sympathetic because it could happen to your dad, it could happen to your sister, it could happen to your kid, it could happen to any relation you're involved with, and you don't want to muck them off or shame them or whatever, but it's a time where people are under pressure. You know what I mean? If you're under pressure, come out and talk about it and get it off your plate.
What about Tyson? I mean, he had his he wowed Las Vegas at the weekend. I mean, he's making great moves again.
Yeah, very good news, and I'm wishing him all the best. You know, I mean, I've got to give him credit where credit is due. He was down some dark places. He come out and he recharged himself, got himself back together, and he's flying the flag for mental health. He's flying the flag for boxing, and he's doing very well for himself. And good luck to him.
Frank Bruno, Daniel Dubois, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Cheers. Thank you.